Okay, thank you for attending our Adobe Users Group meeting. This is a monthly meeting that we hold every second Thursday of the month, from 6 to 7-ish. Thereabout. My name is Cornelius Chopin. I'm one of the co-managers of the group. And we basically do everything Adobe, from Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, and the like. So if you would like to participate, join our group, you could go to our website. You could do a search on Adobe Users Group, Austin, to get a link to our website for more information on the time and schedules of the various training. Anything I missed?
Just that it is the Austin Adobe User Group.
Okay.
Austin,
Yeah.
and if the website is austinadobe-usergroup.com.
AustinAdobeUsersGroup.com is the link.
No, just user group, singular. Austin
Okay,
Adobe.
AustinAdobeUserGroup.com. If you
We've
would
only
like
been
to,
doing this now for over a decade. We'll get the name.
yeah, because I have a hot link to it. Anyway, I want to go on and get started because there's a lot of examples I want to cover today. Today we're going to be talking about the new feature. It's an AI feature. It's called generative, say that 10 times, AI, which is artificial intelligence, that's built in to Photoshop. I think it's also in Illustrator and some other applications, but I know it's in Photoshop, and it's part of what they used to call Firefly, I believe. Now it's integrated. In fact, they just released Photoshop, the newer version of Photoshop, with this in it. This is the beta version. You can see up here at the top, this is beta. But the new version of Photoshop that was just released a couple of days ago will have this in it already. You don't have to download it to look at it. Now, what is this Generative Fill AI that's included with Photoshop? Well, it allows you to basically create content from nothing, just using prompts within Photoshop to augment your image with various things just by making a selection and then creating whatever you want within that selection. And there's two versions of this thing, that this generative fill and the generative expand. We'll look at each one of those because they've changed it over the last couple of months, I noticed, from various videos. So let's look at a couple of examples that will literally, the words that I hear from the YouTube videos that I've seen is game-changing, is the term that is used a lot. Mind-blowing, as you will see, groundbreaking, but most of all, to me, this stuff is scary. I mean, it scares me that this thing can do that. So let's look at an example. And first of all, we're going to start easy and just kind of progress to some real advanced stuff. I say advanced. This is really not advanced. Anybody can literally do this. Believe me. In fact, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So let's look at an example. This is an example that we have an image, but the head is chopped off, if you will, at the top and even to the side. Now, in the past, this would be impossible to recreate that whole image with the whole face showing. Well, watch what happens when I use this technique called Generative Fill. Without even doing any prompt, it's going to automatically create pixels from nothing, if you will. So watch this. I'm going to use the crop tool, hit the C key. Oops. Let me redo that.
Cornelius, would you do me a favor when you click on an icon? Would you just verbalize which icon?
Okay, yeah. Well, I was actually just clicking on the C key, which is for the crop tool right here. If you want to, you can use the crop tool or click on the C, as you see in the little tooltip there. So the crop tool, the C key is a very important tool you want to keep track of because you're going to be doing a lot of that using this technology. So now that I have the crop tool, what I want to be able to do is just expand this image. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna just expand it over there to the.
That expanded the canvas, not the image.
The canvas, right. So I'm just expanding the canvas with the white background. Now watch what happens when I click the generative generative expand button. Now it's going to prompt you to enter stuff. I don't want to enter anything. I just want to literally have Photoshop try to figure this image out and see what it does. Now, it doesn't always do a good job, let me say that, but some things are just mind-blowing, and you will see that. So let's see what happens when I click this generate button. What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to get more hair.
Okay, watch this. I'm going to click that button, give it a, wait for it. Wait for it. Takes a while. Because it's having to examine that image and it's saying, oh, this head is chopped off. Bam. How cool is that? Now, with a little effort, you think he can do that?
Wow.
That's insane.
It's also interesting how the edge of her hair on the left is kind of blurred and pixelated. It's much more precise, closer to her forehead.
Yeah, and again, it's not a perfect job, but believe me, I would rather this than try to recreate that myself.
That is amazing.
Now,
I'm wondering, could you program in long hair or short hair?
You can. You do long hair, curly hair, red hair. We'll do that in some other example. And then it gives you 3 other versions of that image. And if you don't like those, you just click this little generate button again, and it's going to create some more variations. You can create many variations as you want until you get what you like. How you like that? And it's going to give me, wait for it, some more variation. Now I have 6, 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They basically the same, but you can see some other examples later on. But to me, that is super impressive that it literally created pixel from nothing. Now let me give you, now you think that's good. Watch this. I'm going to show you another example that just blew me away. Let me see if I can, why is this not working? There we go. Where is it? Hand over mouth. Let me undo that. So you see this girl with her hand over her mouth? Right? What if I wanted to see her face instead of seeing her hand over her mouth, right? Well, let me just make a selection with the lasso tool. And again, you just do a rough selection, right? I mean, you don't have to get fancy. Again, I'm not adding any prompt. I'm just hitting the enter key. I mean, the generate key. This is like slicker than slime. I mean, you know, slime is slick, right? Okay, click on the generate button, generate field, then hit generate. Wait for it. Wait for it. This is crazy. Watch this. Now you got different. Oh man,
that's really funny. Why do you think it pursed her lips like that?
I don't know. Well, it didn't do that the first time. Let me generate again, because the first time I did, it didn't do that. But
that's a riot.
Oh man. And it didn't give me 3 images. Ooh. Got a little crooked teeth right there. Oh man. Anyway, I was talking about some guidelines and stuff. But anyway, you can keep hitting this thing and you can have fun just creating stuff. But the idea that the fact that it changed, it literally created a face out of nothing, to me, is super impressive. So, well, what else can you do without a prompt? Okay, so I'm talking about without a prompt. Well, let's look at some other images here. Let's do, well, let's do another one with another example that blew my mind. You see this image right here? Watch what happens. Again, I'm gonna hit the C key, C for crop, and I'm gonna just scale it up. Actually, I'm holding on the control key or the option key, and I'm gonna scale it. It's gonna scale it proportionally to on all sides using the option or the Control Z. Let me do that again. So I'm scaling it like that. In fact, let me do this. And now it's generating. Let's see what it does. That's crazy.
Wow.
Okay, that to me, I'm sorry, but that is, let me do it. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you can see it better. Hold on, my shift. Let's see what key here. Let me do this right here so you can see this better. This is going to blow your mind. Okay, so I have that image there. Use my, oh, yeah, that's a big hand. So I'm using C key again to hit the crop, and this time I'm gonna hold my Option key or the Alt key, and I'm gonna make it really big, right? And then actually I'm gonna move it down, or actually I'm gonna move it up like that. Okay, so you see what I have there. Now I'm gonna hit the Generate button and wait for it.
What I'm noticing is that it leaves the background layer locked and creates a new layer.
It does, and that's and then you can delete that later. Now this time it didn't do anything. Let's try that. Okay, let me crop it again. Let's try that again. Maybe not so much. Let's see what that does. Sometimes you got to do several iterations to get it, but when you get it, it's going to amaze you. I don't know why it's not doing it. It did it the other day. Let me just do a few sides. Wow, now that's kind of messed up there, but what about that? Is that crazy or not? I'm telling you that is crazy to me. I mean, I
It's
like this
it's
one.
it's off the chart crazy to me.
That
No,
is super crazy.
I've been doing this shit for 40 years. And and
That
I'm
is like
and you
crazy.
know the technology always changes, but wow.
Yeah, this is like I said, mind blowing, if you will, what you can do with this technology.
And I'm thinking if somebody takes offense at how the picture is being manipulated, you know, like if it was a picture of Muhammad and you generate it with AI, what do? Kill the machine?
No, they probably try to kill the person who's generating it. You know, like that one editor got killed. You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so let's look at. Let me see another one. We did the crop head. Let's do the girl. This is another one. Okay, so I have this picture right here. Let me double click to get her in focus. Now watch, I'm gonna change her dress, right? Because this is like a boring dress, right? So all I need to do now, this time I'm making a selection and a prompt, okay? So again, I'm gonna use my lasso tool, which is the one I use the most of the time. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? You know, in the old days, you had to kind of make sure you had a perfect selection. Just like that, I'm gonna type in, let's say beautiful red dress. How you like that? And I do create. Watch this. This is cool. Generate. Wait for it. And what's amazing is going to add the purse to it too, which is crazy. At least it did when I was doing it the first time. Now it took a purse off of that one, but that's not too bad. Huh? I mean, it kind of messed up a little bit here, or maybe that's the design. I don't know. But let's look at some other one.
What's interesting is it's keeping her locket the same. Her jewelry remains untouched.
Well, let's add a little jewelry. Let's just, because I don't like this piece right here, right? So let's do that, and let's type in gold bracelet, right? Is that spelled right? Create. This is crazy.
Oh, the suspense is just,
So you like that one, or do you like that one? Do you like that one? How cool is that? It what's amazing, it matches the perspective of the object, in this case, the arm, right? And places that, and then you could generate again and create some additional versions of that varieties.
Yeah. Can you make her a boy?
You probably could. Now, let's do the hair. Let's do the glasses. Let's say I want to give us some glasses, right? So we do this. Just do sunglasses. I can spell it right. Okay. So how many of you with a little effort you think you can do this? You could just make a little selection and just type what you want. Is that difficult or not? This is crazy. Wait for it. I don't like that one. By the way, you can move this thing out of your way. You can pin it down at the bottom here, reset it. You can hide it. So anyway, what I want to do is look at the other ones. I don't like that one, that one, and that one. Now, if I made a bigger selection, it would have probably done a better job. In fact, let me just do that again. But this time, actually, notice, by the way, it creates these layers, right? When you're doing things, you just delete those if you don't like them. I'm going to do sunglasses again, but this time I made a better, the key is making a somewhat correct selection in order for it to process correctly. So let's do it again, because those sunglasses look like it wasn't covering her whole face. And that's probably because I made the selection small. Now that one doesn't look too good. A little bit off. I mean, again, you have to kind of play around with it and play around with your selection to get it where you want it. Now I'm gonna delete this, and then I'm gonna come up with another. Let's see. Let me move this out my way. What I did out for fun, I hit not in this image. I did another image. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, let me see. Let me do this. This might be fun. I did this with someone. I just drew a little selection, and I did a cigar, right? And hit generate, and you're going to get a kick out of this. I hope. That is too funny for me.
pretty silly.
Drag that to the trash. Okay. So anyway, you can change the dress, you can change clothes. Now let's see if we can shorten her hair. Okay. So what I can do is select her hair, more or less, right? Again, a rough selection. And let's say I want I don't know what, short red hair. Okay. Click that. Wait for it. Don't like that one. Oh man, got a little shave over there. Okay. And then maybe I could generate it again and get some more options. Again, it's not perfect, but for some things I've seen done, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And, really, I don't think any of the automatic processes are perfect. They're always like, hey, that gets me really close.
Right. And then you have to go, exactly. And then
Yeah.
you have to go and clean it up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But for
Yeah,
some things
no.
that it creates, it's like, man, I wouldn't have, it would be hard for me to do. Just like creating that head we saw.
Oh, yeah. Or I could
first
stand just
example.
to draw her head
Oh,
back out. I
man.
mean, that could take me half a day trying to
Yeah,
and
just
then it's not even going to look that good.
So
Yeah.
let's look. let's look at some other examples of what we can do. Let's do the guy with no shirt. Okay, we got this guy right here, right? And you wanna make him look, give him a six pack. What about that? So I'm gonna type in six pack. Now you want to say, you got to be specific, by the way, because you say six pack, it's going to give you all kind of six packs, beer or something, right? So you got to be a little bit more specific. In this case, I'm gonna say stomach, right? Because I did six pack before, and it gave me all kind of different other six packs, which is not exactly what I was wanting. And I probably should have made a little bit better selection over here.
It's
But I think
kind
it's
of,
going to recognize that.
it's kind of cool when you think
Look
about
at
it.
that. How
Wow.
cool is that? And
What's
then
cool is
obviously
that
you
you
wouldn't
can-
want that one or that one.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that you can speak in plain English, but you have to be very specific about what you want, almost like that fairy tale about the three wishes,
Right.
or what there's another term for that fairy tale, but it really teaches you the concept of computing, which is that the machine gives you exactly what you ask for.
Exactly.
And you have to learn to refine your requests.
Exactly. So let's say we want to give your guy a shirt, right? So we could do a shirt. And I didn't specify what kind of shirt, right? So you got a six pack.
Would it be possible before you clothe him, or after you clothe him, could you undress him? Could you lessen his six pack? Could you soften it?
No, the only thing you can do is hit the generate button again and create various variation. Now again, you could go in and manipulate this is a layer mask, so you could probably, use the blend mode and stuff like that to minimize.
You mean actually work Photoshop?
But there we go. We got three different types of shirts. Now, and maybe I wanted a suit, instead. I could just as easily type in, and I'm gonna do suit, create.
Is it gonna give him a short sleeve suit?
Oh,
Tattoos. Where do you get tattoos?
I told you it's not perfect, and I don't know where that came from.
That's a riot.
Let's try that again. Oh man. And that looked like a peelable type too. Look like it's one of those you kind of peel off. Well, you see that's obviously not working too well. I'm having too much fun with this, you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if I extend this image? If I do C, watch this. I'm gonna drag this down. Watch this, and I'm gonna just say create. Let's see what happens. You think it'll extend his legs?
I think it's gonna give him feet.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just did this last night. Not with this though.
It's crazy.
It is.
What you were saying?
Oh, I just did this same thing last night, but the manual way. Because I had to do this photo composition for this project I was working on for a client's conference. It's Dreamforce in San Francisco. Anyway, so some of the photos to line them up meant like the whole top was cropped off or whatever, the edge of the photo. So I just tiled them and things to expand them. You know?
Now, what if I took Mona Lisa? Y'all know Mona Lisa, right? The famous painting. And what if I extended her? What if I let me what I want to do?
No, this is a travesty.
Huh?
I said this is a travesty.
Yeah.
You can't pull up her robes or extend her dress. Sacrilegious.
Okay. Well, let's just see what happens, okay? So I'm gonna extend, and from hold on the Option key to extend it in all directions, like so. Maybe what we call landscape, right? And hit generate. Let's see what it does.
Mm.
Wait for it.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
It gave her a chair.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
It just blows my mind. God, look at that.
What's in the foreground there?
Oh man, I don't know, but it's wild to say the least. Okay, isn't that crazy? Okay,
You
let's
know,
look
you know what's
at.
really crazy is I could see people placing bets on what this is going to do.
Yeah, that is crazy. So let's do this mountain right here. So I got this mountain thing, and I wanted to put a river below it, right? So I got this thing right here. I'm gonna type in river, but watch this though. I'm not gonna even say reflection. I could say reflection, right? I don't even need to say that because it knows if it's a river, if it's water, it has to have a reflection of what's above it, right? So the algorithm gonna detect that. So I don't need to say reflective river. Hit generate. Wait for it. Let's see. This is crazy. That's one. Maybe that's another one. And notice the reflection. How cool is that in the water?
Pretty
I mean,
cool.
just doing that is a challenge in itself. What about that? I kind of like that one, in fact, right? So again, you could just and if I want to do clouds, not clouds, let's do. I don't know if I could do it with this image. I think you have to have a dark image to do the Northern Lights. Okay, so let me type in. You guys know about the Northern Lights.
Can you put a UFO in there?
You can. In fact, I will. Let's just see if this
Yeah,
works.
that's how it's done anyway, isn't it?
Oh no, they're real.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they claim. Did you guys see on the news where they found these aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mexican
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you were to remove the
do-
top of the mountain and just have clouds and sky there, would the reflection change?
No, you have to redo it because
again.
because they've already rendered this. Now I will
Right,
put
of
in a
course.
UFO, right? So
Yeah, it
so
needs
I want
UFO
a-
because it sort of looks like whatever that mountain is that was in the Close Encounters movie.
So let's do a UFO. But I mean, this is literally make a selection and give it, and you may or may not need to give it a prompt. There you go. There you go, UFO. Let's do
Pretty
some.
cool.
Let's create some more. So this is kind of scary to me because people might just I don't know, they might abuse this and oh look at that one.
Yeah, what do you mean might?
Well,
Yeah.
what if I wanted to put a wheel? I mean, not a wheel, maybe a shark. You think? So, yeah, let's do a wheel. We want something real big.
Yeah.
Or maybe a boat. Maybe put a boat over here. I mean, how easy is this, you guys? Ooh, what is that?
Whale?
That's a wheel. Huh? I guess that's its tail. That's the tail of a wheel.
Just a fluke.
You can have fun with this, you guys. What did I say? A boat, right?
Yeah,
Hit boat. How many you can do that with a little effort?
I can see because of this next year you're going to be National Geographic's wildlife photographer winner.
Uh-huh. Look at that boat. Isn't that amazing? Right there.
Pretty cool.
That is crazy. So let's look at some other cool examples. Let's see. I did the Mona Lisa. We did I do the mask face? Yeah, we did that. The model. Okay. So I'll come back to that later. Let's see what else. Hand over mouth, we did the guy with a suit. I don't know why the suit didn't work with the other guy, but let me try it with this guy here. See if we can give him a suit.
They probably knew he was on a beach and wouldn't be wearing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what it probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than an average bear, right? So let's do suit now. I think when I did it still had this suit behind him. So he, let's see what it does this time. But this is just crazy. And notice I'm not making a perfect selection, right? I'm going outside of the boundaries of the t-shirt, of the shirt rather. And it knows that, and it just compensates accordingly. Now, again, it still maintained that other suit. And it didn't do.
Gave him a tie.
It gave him a tie. I guess they knew he had a suit on his back. Huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's insane. This whole thing.
I'm sorry. This is crazy. This is too crazy for me. It did give him a tie. That's right. Because, yes, indeed. Okay. Now, what I did is, what if I remove his glasses? What would happen? Do you think it'll show his eyes? Okay, so I'm gonna take his glasses off, and I'm gonna just say, remove glasses. Let's see what that does.
So it does understand verbs, not just nouns.
Yeah, I think you type in it, you can be as descriptive as possible.
You could say tree over lake, and then it
Yeah.
would have relative position.
Well, it knows to put it, let's see if it gives him some eyes.
Ah,
Well, it gave him some eyes, but not exactly.
it gave him different glasses.
It gave him different glasses. So maybe I say remove glasses, so I don't know why I gave him.
Give
But
him
at least it's
contact
in his
lenses.
eyes, though, which is impressive in itself, because you couldn't see the eyes behind the original one, right?
Give him contact lenses.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's crazy. Let's look at another thing here. So we did the guy. Let's see, did we do this one? Yeah, we did her. Right. Again, there's some little imperfections there. And you can go into your, where is it? Which one is it? I think it's that, right? So if I went here and I use my eraser tool, let me see if I can do this. Because I was playing with this yesterday. Oh, so this is a smart object, it's telling me. So it's going to tell me I need to rasterize it in order to edit it, right? And then actually it's moving Control Z. Where am I at? I think I need to erase that instead. So hit the X key. I don't know. I need to play with that. You could play with it where you can, adjust it to fix your errors, but I need to do a little bit more work with that. Okay, let's look at another image that I downloaded. Okay, the girl on the beach. So you could take an object and remove an object. And this is akin to, and you guys are familiar with this already, content aware fill, right? So, so let's select this girl, and let's see if we can delete it. And when I did this the first time, it actually put a moon in the sky. How cool is that? Let's see if it does it this time. So I got that. Again, I'm not putting anything in the prompt.
Does it know what time of the month it is and put the appropriate moon in?
Well, I guess it put a moon in. I don't know, just because I thought it was daylight, the sun could. I don't know. It just, let's see what it does. There you go, right there.
Another moon.
Now, if I want to put a boat out here, I just select, right here, and just type in maybe a yacht. How do you spell yacht?
YACHT.
YACHT.
CHT.
CHT. Okay. Let's see if we can put a yacht out there. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Holy moly. Great googly moogly.
Is that crazy or not?
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I'm telling you. And so you could, you could put, whatever you want. You could put a person on the beach right here. You could put some sharks out in the water, whatever you want to do. All you got to do is just make a selection. Or now, if you want to make, let me see if I can do bubbles. So let's say I'm gonna hold on my shift key, the shift key member adds to a selection. See a little plus sign right there, flash it at you. Holding on the shift key, and let me just put some bubbles right there. And I'm gonna type in bubbles. Let's see what it does. There you go, got some little bubbles going. That's crazy. Okay, again, and you could, like you say, you could change the opacity, to lessen the intensity, right? So there you have it. Okay. So you're only limited by your imagination on what you can create nowadays. Literally. You're only limited by your imagination. Again, and this is still relatively new. A year from now, when they fine-tune it and stuff, this is going to be awesome. I could see where I could use this, for good. It could be, I always like to say, I love technology when it's used for good and when it works, because you can use it for bad or evil as well, right?
Not for evil.
I have a question about, licensing. So for example, if I've worked at companies where for their certain promotion materials and all that, they hire professional photographers or professional videographers. Sometimes their videos are shot by photographers, but then they have to buy, a license to use these photos for the next 3 years or whatever in their marketing. And then if they want to use them beyond that, they have to do another license and all that. So is there, where is it getting these images from? Are there licensing issues, or where are they?
No, there's no licensing issue. They have copyrights to all of the stuff that gets created. So there's no licensing, It's not like these people exist somewhere. Now, I do actually have a picture of this girl right here in one of my, well, actually, this is my picture, though. But if I'm changing it, there's no issue with licensing.
Yeah, that's how I got away with stealing things like cloud footage and that. Because if you flip it and turn it and make it different, then, but still.
Now watch this. I'm gonna extend the canvas, if you will. Again, hold on the Option key and extend it in all directions, right? Again, you can extend it in, top, bottom, left, right, or a combination thereof. I'm gonna extend all the direction. Now watch, it's gonna automatically create the rest of the scene for me. And it's going to give her the rest of her body. How cool is that? Wait for it.
It's just insane to me.
It is.
Oh man, I was playing around with this last night, and it was just I was putting cigar in people's mouths and stuff like that. I was dying laughing, literally.
I
No,
wonder if this is going to develop or inhibit our imagination.
Oh my, scratch this.
uh-oh.
I guess I've been. How do you clean the? How do you? And I know.
Purge.
How do you do that?
Trying to remember.
Preferences.
In preferences, okay.
Yeah. And then
scratch this.
Yeah.
Okay, and what you do? Like that.
Well, that's just telling you where it is. So I don't know the Photoshop as well as I do like After Effects and Premiere. So you might have to go find the folder in there.
Yeah. Hopefully I can. It didn't let me do this one because it's too big to render it. did a smaller version. Let's see if that works. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Crazy. God,
Huh?
this is insane.
Okay. I guess, yeah, my computer's starting to really.
Is it possible for
Look
you
at
to
that. It gave,
take,
look, it gave it, look.
I'm overwhelmed.
is it possible for you to dictate what element, like take a second picture and choose an element from it and have it combine the two images, generating a pattern from picture B into picture A?
I don't know. I don't know if you could do that or not, but one of the examples I saw was somebody put a car in the middle of a desert, right? So
Mhm.
he just made a selection like right here. Watch this. And I'm gonna do he said it was a 1959
A specific model.
You're getting something from
59
the Crusades there.
classic
Uh-huh.
car, right? Something like that. Classic car. I forget what it is, but let's just see if it finds a car that I can put in a desert.
It's going to be a Chevy
Let's see.
or a Ford.
Let's just see. Hopefully my computer don't crash on me. Okay, that's one. Ooh. So now watch this though. Now this is crazy. I'm gonna move this out of the way. An example I saw. Notice it gave it not only a color, but also matched the shadow and stuff. Well, I'm gonna also just come in here. Watch this. I'm gonna just make a rough selection like so. And I'm gonna do a river. Okay, and the river in the middle of the desert. How you like that? Okay.
A miracle worker.
But watch what it does to the sand, though. That's the thing that's going to blow you away. Watch what happens to the sand. You see it. At least the example that I saw. And it's going to give you a sunlight too, I believe, in the back.
What's so weird is how indistinguishable it
No,
is
that
from
didn't do anything.
reality.
That didn't do anything. What did he do? Let's do reflective water. I think he's like blue water or something like that he used. Because sometimes you just got to do a couple iterations to figure out what works, right? And then it starts giving you these tips too. That's new to the new version.
That's
Kind of
nice.
let you know what what not to use, what words not to use.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. This is what I wanted to show you. Now look here though, but you got to pay attention to this. I said reflective blue water, right? Which blue? That's good.
Yeah.
But notice how it did
Created
this.
banks.
Right? Is that not slick or not? Tell
That
me,
is so slick.
is that not slick? And look at the reflection in the water. Is that not slick?
That is
Very
amazing.
slick.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if you were to put a plane up in the sky, whether it would reflect in the. No, it wouldn't, because that's already painted.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you have to do the plane first.
Yeah, right. So let's do that then. Okay, let's just put up. I don't know where I need to put. Let's put it right here, and make it big so we make sure that gets reflected, right? Let's see if that works. Now that'd be really crazy if that did work, but I wouldn't be surprised. So let's see if that works. Is this not crazy? This is insane. Okay, so we got this plane. Let's see which one. Let's do that one, okay? Now let's do that same thing again, right? And what did we call it? What did I say it was? A reflective blue water, I believe is what I use, right?
Yeah.
And let's see, what amazes me how it took the sand and just kind of stacked up and smoothed the edges of it where, you know, around the edges of the water. That was crazy. Now I still see the car, but I don't see the plane in order. Maybe it's not over the head. Maybe I got to move it over here a little bit or whatever. I don't know. Maybe if I moved it here, it would reflect that. I don't know. Control C, Control D. But anyway, that's cool. So let's do another one. I got a couple more to do. Let's do this castle. So here's a castle right here, and let me double click to show it to you, right? And what I want to do is put a water, kind of like a little river right next to it. So again, I'm gonna do the kind of same thing.
You're going to have a moat around the castle.
Exactly. That's the intent. Okay, so let's just do that, right? And what we want to is we call it a moat. And let's see if the moat, it might have a drawbridge on it, right? Because usually those moat have drawbridges on them, right? Let's see.
And then you have to have a damsel in distress in the castle.
All right. Oh man, maybe that's what we could put on there.
Ooh,
See what we got. That one. That one. Look at
wow.
that. Is that crazy or not?
Wow.
And look, even I got a reflection in the water right there. How you like that?
Wow.
That is what we call crazy. That is
Officially.
crazy.
That's crazy.
I heard a very interesting report on NPR yesterday. I'm not exactly sure which program it was, but they were talking about a paradigm for, I think, social support of everybody so that nobody will have to work anymore once AI
minimum
does everything for us.
living
Universal care,
wage.
I think they called it.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but that doesn't look like Northern Lights. I did example. I guess it has to be a dark background in order to get the Northern Lights that you're probably familiar with.
Hey, Cornelius, what image size are these images that you're working with?
They're various sizes, just files that I just downloaded to experiment with. So I just kind of just grabbed all different sizes of images.
But I mean, are they like, 4,000 and 5,000, they're that large?
Yeah, I'm not sure. If you could probably look down at the bottom of this, is what, 12?
Well, if you just go up to image and then look at
Yeah,
size,
you could do image and then image size, for example. Here, you're looking at.
so that's 800 by 1280. Okay.
Now the resolution that it creates is not is limited in what it can do currently, and I've heard that on the internet. So when you extend this image,
Yeah.
the pixels here is not as crisp as the pixel there.
I ran into that when I used some generative like websites and that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, this is great, but I can't put it in the video because it's like, 500 by 500 or whatever.
Right. But for the average Joe or the average Jill, to be politically correct.
Well, if it's not for print, then it's going to be fine, right?
Yeah. Now, watch this. Typically, what you want to do is change the background in the image. So let's select the subject. Now, a good tool to use to select an object is object selection tool, which is relatively new, which I love. And it selects that object, right? But I don't want the object. I want the background of that object in this case, right? So I'm gonna select the inverse. Right, and now the background is selected and not the object itself. Now, actually, yeah, I think it's everything selected there. Okay, so now that I have it selected, let me put this deer in a and I saw an example of this happen in a dark alley. Okay, and click create, and let's see what happens. So you can take an object and just put it anywhere. Put a man on the moon and never been there. Okay.
So
That's
the question is, what is real? If you have a
and that's
photograph
the scary
as
part to me,
evidence,
because you might, I mean, if this becomes where it's really, accurate, right now you can kind of tell if you zoom in, you could kind of tell what's pixels added and stuff. So I think you can determine now, but I could see where they can improve this, where you may never know when this thing is real or not. Okay, so there you have it right there. And then you hit the generate again, it'll create some more options for you. And if you click this little button right here, you could do larger versions of the thumbnail, I believe, with that option there. If you move that off to the side.
Hey you all, I'm gonna have to run. I have to meet someone at 7:30, so I'm gonna take
Yeah,
off.
and-
I think we are just about through. In fact,
okay.
I said that beautiful woman, castle, crop, deer, desert. Oh, one more I want to do, and I'm calling it a day.
John, before you leave or after you leave, let's figure out what our next month's meeting topic is going to be.
Okay.
So let me do this one really quick, and we'll call it a night. So here you have an empty room, and then you can literally populate, furnish, the better term, this room by just literally, I don't know, just making a selection here, I guess, and say, I don't know, kitchen, right? Maybe something like that. Again, you have to kind of play around with this stuff.
This will work good for all my friends who are in real estate when they want to take pictures of an empty house but furnish it,
Mm,
Okay, there you go. Wow, look at that. How cool is that?
wow.
And let's say I
Really
wanted to put a painting over here, right? Just put, and again, I'm doing it for the sake of time real fast. Painting, click create, and obviously you want a table, right? So after I create my picture, let's create a kitchen table. I'm gonna just make it really big. Say kitchen table, click create.
There's something about the slow painting of this that reminds me of dial-up modems.
No, well, I'm serious. I'm sure it's doing some serious. I don't like that table.
Put chairs in too.
Yeah, put the chairs in there too, huh? And if you wanted to, you could do a, if you wanted to do a, I don't know what you want to put here. Let's do a lamp.
Hey, John needs to go. I think we should
Okay.
wrap this up.
Yeah, you can see you can have fun with this.
Yes, it can be very addictive.
It can. Anyway, all you got to do is make a selection and either prompt or no prompt. There you go, prompt or no prompt. I don't know what kind of light that is. Anyway, that's it for me.
Terrific.
I didn't
Thank
say-
you so much for this wonderful presentation. Very scary and
Yeah,
exciting.
very much,
Thank you.
Cornelius. It was awesome.
All right, you guys.
So
Okay.
I'm going to stop the recording.